Hey, Chris Calhoun here with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, also with Ryan Wall. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up a movable control point. So Ryan, why would we want to use a movable control point in rescue applications?
Well, Chris, there's a lot of different applications in the water rescue community for movable control points. It provides a stable platform and allows you to move downstream, a little bit upstream, and from river left to river right, and provides that platform where a regular boat and motor package may not be applicable. So as far as the movable control point's concerned, you're going to need rope, hardware. Hardware needs to be NFPA compliant, G rated. You can see in our hardware bag here, we have webbing, carabiners, pulleys, edge protection, and we'll cover that a little bit later on with you. And then as far as our rope bags, typically utilized in 1/2-inch current mantle, we have a 600-foot bag, a 400-foot bag, and then we have two 300-foot bags to utilize depending on what the situation dictates. As far as the hardware bag is concerned, we like to keep good organization, so we'll have the whole bag inventoried, as well as you're going to maintain rope log and hardware log for whenever the equipment's being utilized for maintenance. So right here we have about 20 G-rated carabiners, NFPA rated. We want to have a bunch of different size prusiks already pre-tied up. We'll have a couple rigging plates that you can see here. We'll have about 4 prusik minding pulleys that you need for the system, as well as several different lengths of color-coded webbing, 50-foot, 20-foot, and 12-foot lengths to be utilized to set up the system, which we're going to do here shortly and show you how that's done.
So Ryan, I know there's a number of different ways in which a movable control point can be set up. Can you give us an idea of what the basic terminology that we need to understand and the 2 different methods in which the system can be set up?
Yeah, so you can run all of the controls from near shore, which in this case, in this example, is going to be on this side of this road. Far shore is going to be down there, which we're going to get into a little bit later. Or depending on the situation and the number of personnel that you have available, you can run a control from near shore and a control from far shore. It's just going to depend on what type of scenario you're presented with.
Let's talk a little bit about how this is set up. The way that I set this movable control point up is as follows. I'll set the static line up across the river, and when we do that, we're going to set the far side control point up at the same time. We'll show you that here in a second. So static line is going to go across, and you're going to take across the far side control, which is this bag right here. Far side control needs to be on the upstream side of the static line. Directly below the static line is going to be near shore control. That's this one right here. And then finally, the one to Ryan's left here, that's going to be boat control. And the reason that you need to set it up that way is that mitigates or minimizes the potential for nylon on nylon rubbing in terms of the ropes. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about anchors and anchor points.
Okay, well there's a lot of different styles of anchors out there, but the main thing that you want to do is find some type of bomb-proof location to set the anchor, such as this tree here. And you want to make sure that you try to keep your anchor as low as possible, because remember, we're going to be stretching this out across the stream, and you want to have that as close to the water and as level as possible to make it easy to operate.
And what are the different ways in which we can set up an anchor? I know we can use webbing, I know we can use ropes. Can you tell me maybe 3 of the most common that we can use out there?
Yeah, well the ones that we're going to show here today, 2 of them are with webbing, 1 is just going to be with rope, the tensionless anchor. So with webbing, we have about a 20-foot section of 1-inch tubular webbing with just a basic water knot at the end. We're going to show you the basket hitch and how to set that up, as well as the wrap 3 pull 2. But again, there's so many different styles of anchors out there. You might have to utilize pickets, some type of load sharing anchor. It's all going to be dependent on the situation. So this is kind of the most basic of anchors, and it's actually stronger than the wrap 3 pull 2. So go ahead and grab that. All you do is take it right around the tree, click your carabiner in, and that's your basket hitch. Alright, some pros and cons to this are if it's actually stronger, like I said before, than the wrap 3 pull 2. However, if there's a lot of movement in the boat, there's a lot of fast water, this can move around and it can actually wiggle up or down the tree. The wrap 3 pull 2 provides more surface area for the webbing on that bomb-proof anchor, so it doesn't move as much.
Okay.
So those are the 2 basic styles of webbing anchors that you can utilize setting up the MCP.
Okay, what we need to do is we need to get the static line and far side control point across the river. There's a variety of different ways we can do that. Lines can be boated across. We can use some type of messenger system, and what I'm going to use here is a throw bag. All I'm going to do here from far side is I'm going to throw the line across. They're going to attach the static line and the far side control. We're going to pull it across, and we're going to set it up here on this bomb-proof anchor.
What we have here is our Z-drag, our 3-to-1 system. Here we have the static line. On it, our tandem triple wrap prusiks going up against a prusik minding pulley attached to our wrap 3 pull 2 anchor. Down here, we just have our triple wrap prusik, carabiner, and pulley, and this is where it's going to give us that mechanical advantage. So whenever you're taking the slack out of the static line, you're going to have personnel get on the line here. As they pull it, you can see the slack coming out. These prusiks, all right, are going to mind up against the pulley, and that's what's going to hold and pull all that slack out of the system.
Let's take a look at how the movable control point is set up from this example. What you're seeing here is a pulley attached to the static line. That is the white rope. Attached to that pulley is a carabiner that goes to a rigging plate. On the rigging plate, the orange line is the far side control. The yellow line is the near shore control. The blue line is the boat control. So with the way it is set up, we can move a boat river left, river right, and up and down.
Okay, Ryan, we've covered a ton of information here today. Everything from why we would use a movable control point, anchors, how to set up the static line, far side, near shore, and boat control. This was just a brief overview. There's many different ways in which this system can be set up. Your instructor will work through a whole myriad of different iterations and evolutions to get you up to speed. On that note, hopefully you've got a good experience on the movable control point. On behalf of Ryan and Chris, be safe out there.
See ya.
See ya.